Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined today by Teddy Covers. Teddy and I are going to talk a little Packers at Redskins. Packers laying 3 on the road, total of 45.5. Teddy says there's some early money on the under, but I got a good trend here from Ralph Michaels. Ready? Because I don't want to screw this up. After a tie in the NFL, teams that are off a tie and on the road are 0-10 straight up and just 1-9 against the spread. That one was obviously Browns that covered last week. Teddy, what say you?
So it's an interesting trend to consider. And I'm with you spot-wise on this not being a great spot for Green Bay. But let's talk about this trend, okay? When you actually look at the hardcore data, that's the key for this, all right? It's not just looking at the end result. Look at the actual games that are in there. There's a bunch of games from 2002 and 2005 and 2008. I'm not worried about what happened a long time ago. You look at the recent history, all right, and the last 2 years, yeah, there was a game that was graded at Pick'em that a team lost by 1. There was another team that lost by 5. It wasn't these blowout games like the earlier games in the subset were. So even though, look, I understand you want the league-wide stuff. 10 sample size points over a 18-year span isn't enough for me to, that's not going to be the rationale. It's good to make a case for Washington if you want to make a case for it, but that alone is never going to get me to the betting window to bet on or against any team.
Okay, well, I want to make a case for Washington.
Sure, me too.
Okay, good. We're on the same team. I like it. All right, Washington has allowed the second fewest passing yards this season. I saw this immediately and thought, what a trap game for the Packers. Alex Smith did not have a great game against the Colts, neither did AP, and I think this is a spot where they're going to see this bad Packers defense, because in reality, I do think they're a bad defense. We saw the Bears run all over them in the first half. They did make some second-half adjustments, but really, Aaron Rodgers is that whole team. Sure,
Aaron Rodgers, and we saw that pretty clearly last year when Aaron Rodgers got hurt and the Packers fell apart, and then Aaron Rodgers got healthy and the Packers were, a contender again. Here's a little angle. Here's an angle that I think is important, all right? You know, the league-wide trends are great. How about the Packers on the road under McCarthy, just the first 3 weeks of the season, all right? Does this guy have his team ready to play on the highway? 2-7 straight up in those games over the last 6 years. They have not been ready coming out of the gate. You talk about the spot for Green Bay. They didn't play 4 quarters against Minnesota. They played 5 quarters against Minnesota. So it's back-to-back division games, and now, we're road chalk in Washington against a Redskins team coming off a shitty performance. Let's be real. Washington did not bring their A game last week. Indy was the better of the 2 squads, and Jay Gruden let everybody know about it after the game. So you would think this is a circle-the-wagon spot for Washington. You would think it is a flat spot for a Packers team that hasn't done well in these type of roles. And let's not forget that Green Bay defense, and I have mixed feelings about Green Bay's defense, because Dom Capers had to go. Let's put it that way. And Penn has done a nice job in some ways early on, but the Vikings outgained the Packers by more than 2 yards per play last week. And yeah, the score says, all right, it's tied. When you get outgained by more than 2 yards per play, where they had a block punt touchdown, they had a couple of big plays.
There was a couple of, lots of very great plays by the Vikings that absolutely went in Green Bay's favor. And I think that's kind of why we saw that Clay Matthews late hit kind of come back, because, it's called a little karma there, here and there, I guess.
The bottom line, yeah, and the Matthews penalty, obviously one of the more head scratchers of the year. But the bottom line is I don't like this spot for Green Bay. It's Redskins or pass for me.
All right, Redskins and Redskins. More Redskins for Kelly and Teddy. Each and every Monday, get daily pick packages for just $9. This includes any 5% best bets normally priced at $30.